Well, hey folks, Wheels247 here. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to Farm Sim 17, and a beautiful day here on Watt's Farm. In fact, it's such a nice day, I think we'll leave the truck and just walk down. So, it is the first day of early spring, and quite a gorgeous day out here. We're going to grab ourselves a tractor, grab ourselves a plow, and get at these fields while the getting is good. So, we've got $33,000 left. Now, I understand on this particular setup that we're doing with the Seasons mod, that unlike what I used to do, which was to basically zoom a bunch of animals into the farm and then, you know, get to them as we get to them, apparently if you do that here, you'll be getting to a bunch of, well, stinky little meat bags laying on the barn floor, to put it, well, probably in the worst way you could. But yeah, long story short, you have to have things in place or your stuff will die. You'll do. You will do. So, we likely are not going to be able to do the moo, or pretty much anything else. So one reason I managed to get our money down to a little bit more realistic was I have picked up more of the equipment. There's our harvester, etc. The other thing is I have put down one, I get a feeling that's the other way, isn't it? One placeable. We have that shop that buys wool. It was really weird. I played this for a while yesterday, and I was getting horrible lag and just weird stuff going on. And I log in today and I look down and I'm going, you know the little thing, the little banner that pops up that tells you to, oops, you dummy, press a certain thing to, oh nice, to bring up the Steam overlay? Well, I thought, you know, that's so tiny I can barely read it. What the heck's going on? For some reason, my farm sim game had managed to default itself to some weird resolution of 2500 by something, which as far as I know, my monitor doesn't even do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure this is a 1080p monitor. But yeah, so not brakes. Not impressed. Looks like we gotta start way over here. So I don't know what the heck was going. Good thing I didn't try recording an episode, because I logged in here this time to record an episode. And yeah, I took one look at it and went, okay, well this is messed. And it was. Alright, so 7 degrees, it's a little chilly. Good thing we're wearing our overcoat. I mean, you can't see us because we're invisible. But yeah. And 4 degree soil, way beyond any hope of planting anything. Yeah, we definitely got to wait for stuff to warm up. How we doing? Plow down? Plow down. Let's see how this thing does. Are you plowing the furrows, making the rows? Alrighty. So what did everybody think of the cattle and crops tech demo? Please read in the comments down below. No, in case you're interested in my view on it. Now, I am perfectly aware it is early, it is only a tech demo, etc. Am I disappointed? Oh, heck yeah. Not because I think as a tech demo it sucked, but as what we were supposed to get 3 months ago and getting this, comparatively, that sucks. You know? I would have thought things would have been a little further along. at least in what they gave us. You know what I mean? Because, let's face it, in March we were supposed to be getting considerably more than what came in that tech demo. Let's face that, you know. And yet here we are, happy, happy, joy, joy. It's 3 months later. And, well, you saw what we were offered, you know. Is there potential there and all of that sort of standard cliche kind of stuff? Oh, heck yeah. You know, it played reasonably well, like as far as frames, etc., even on, you know, my slightly better than a baked potato of a computer. And all of that, I liked the being able to grab all that different stuff up top to allow you to do things, and put them into your, basically your hotbar. Yeah, it's going to take some getting used to a farm sim with a hotbar, but there you are. I'm going to keep trying to cast spells on my sheep. But, fireball, you bugger. Ooh, lamb chops for dinner. But, yeah, I know. So yeah, of course it's got all the usual cliche things of having great potential and all of that, but yeah, I would honestly have to say a little bit disappointed. And again, you know, it's not, well, it's only a tech demo. I'm well aware. You know, I'm disappointed like people were disappointed with No Man's Sky. I expected we were going to get a little better, all things considered. That's all. You know, what I saw was pretty nice. It was a little buggy. It was certainly not a nice experience to get it going, you know, because I had to completely disable my antivirus because it was literally quarantining separate files out of the game as well as the launcher. So, and I don't really like to do that, you know, especially to something where the launcher is basically an open port to the internet. You know, whether you're playing single-player game or not, that launcher is, you know, it doesn't take too much to figure out that that thing is definitely connecting you to some sort of an online experience. After all, you have to put your password and all that, and it automatically confirms it. So, although nice to see you only had to do that the first time. I hate these MMOs and stuff where you've got to put in 38 lines of, you know, your life history before you can log in every time you log in. It drove me nuts on some of that stuff. But, well, you know, this wee plow is going to make this field seem like it's just rockin' huge. And she's not so much. I mean, it is a good size, and compared to some of the other we got, it's pretty decent. But, you know, that's okay. We're not in a rush. We've got all spring to get these things prepared. And prepared they will. Now I just want to have a look at the old seasonal mod here. I assume I have to step off, do I? There we are. It is left alt S. Yes, indeed. That's what I wanted to see. So yeah, basically grass. We're warm enough that we can plant grass. Oh no, we can harvest grass. I'm sorry. We can plant poplars. No, we can't. It's got to make 5. I thought we were somewhere around there. Oh yeah, we can, actually. Any of these. Okay. We only have a certain amount of time to do it. We're day 1. Alrighty. Cool. Cool. That's what I wanted to know. I wasn't aware you actually had to jump off the... Oh, did I actually bring that up, though? No, okay. Just wanted to know. There we are. I'm lost. Oh, yeah, there's a fiend. You're not that lost, dude. Come on. So I'm fairly impressed with this Massey pack so far. It seems to work nicely. Looks pretty good. And if you're playing in a resolution that your monitor can support, it doesn't seem to cause any lag. Yeah, I have no idea why that did that. You know, there's a couple of possibilities. One, it may be something that Cattle and Crops set to a default. Two, it may be the old GeForce Experience thing there decided that it would look at my video card and not my monitor when it, you know, because you can have it set up the optimized, that's what they call it. It'll optimize different games for you so that you don't have to mess around with each individual setting, and or set things so high that your card isn't capable of really doing it, you know, so you set yourself up for disappointment. But yeah, those of you that have NVIDIA cards, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, yeah. It's possible that it did that by optimizing it. I'm going to go into the that NVIDIA control panel afterwards, open up Experience and have a look and see, and if FarmSim, I'll hit the optimize on FarmSim, and if it puts it at something again that my monitor can't run, then I'll know that's the culprit. If so, it wouldn't be surprised if another couple of days and NVIDIA will release yet another. I've noticed they've gone from 350 to over 400 meg driver files now. That's what I get for complaining about all these huge files that they're every week or so making me install. Yeah. Oh, heck with it, we're going to add another 60 on top of it. Yeah. See, I think they're 409 meg now instead of 350. Brilliant. It's not a bad bit of animation, eh? It's not quite the same color as the ground, it's a little lighter, but it looks pretty good. Pretty good. Actually shorted a couple of spots here. There we go. Don't want to be leaving wee tufts. And upsy. Oh, that's quite a help. But, whoa, our little splashy Ferguson seems capable. So the weather was back up to par today, so I went back out and spent another 5 or so hours working on my catio. I started on the bottom section, the second to last piece to build. Well, done better than started on it actually. I've got the platform built, I've got the supports built, and I've got the first sheet of caging on it. So on one side, I could have done all the sides, but I need to do some cutting into the floor. I want to cut out a section to put a planter in for their cat grass. So. And rather than just have it sit there where they can do what they please with it, if I countersink it into the floor, I'll not only be able to water it until it runs through the bottom, and cat grass loves lots of water, but they won't be able to grab a huge mouthful of it and before it can unroot or snap off, because they don't seem to be able to bite through things with their front teeth. They'll end up dragging it all over the place. The typical store-bought cat grass things that you grow yourself, the containers are so small that that's what happens. You know, when I bring my kitties grass in from outside, they sort of grab it on the side of their jaw and you can hear them chomp right through it, you know. but I guess because of their fangs, they can't really go, you know, cut things as fine as grass up with their front teeth. So, yeah, when they try and eat it when it grows, you see them always push their cheek down against it. And they can't do that with that store-bought catgrass stuff. It just ain't a big enough deal. So, quite a few times I've come to look and, where the heck's your catgrass container? On the other side of the room, and there's little clumps of dirt all around it. Oh, wonderful. Alright, we're, what, third of the way through? Wow, this is going to take a while. Unbelievable. But that's alright. That is alright. I'm going to end up spending a little bit more of this money, because I don't quite have everything home that we need yet. In fact, one of the rather important things that I have forgotten to buy, I hope I can still afford, and that is, oh yeah, 8,700 bucks. We better buy that before we forget about it. Yes, please. There we go. Now we have a way to transport our milk. And we're down to 25K. It doesn't look like, that's kind of odd, but yeah. See, the plow is filthy. The tractors don't seem to really get dirty. Oh, the tires are dirty, okay. It's picking up a little bit of dirt, I guess. I just would have expected after a third of a field of plowing, which should be a pretty dirty job, considering the amount of dirt and dust and stuff you're kicking up. I just would have thought me tractor would have at least had footprints and stuff all over the floor. Again, I didn't look to see what that was set for in the settings either. Well, that's not a very even road, but at least we got all of it. Whoa, you're out of control, man. I almost think that, well, maybe not. I would think 14K is a little bit quick for this particular job, but at the same time, that's a pretty small plow. You know, I think it's rated for 60-something horse, and we're running, I believe, an 80-horse tractor. Somewhere around there. But I do still prefer this type of plow. It's a little more idiot-proof than the ones that you have to remember which way to flip around and blah, 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 blah. So yeah, that whole keep it simple thing, that always works for me. I think we're also starting to get into that part of the field where this may become more difficult. And notice we only do 11 on the way back. And 10. Yeah, it gets worse on that other end of the field, if I remember correctly. Oh, that's not bad. Only slowed us to 9. Oh, you can just see the top of the Weaver's building. The sail point is, of course, down where all the other sail point stuff is. In fact, it's, I believe, down close to where we would have normally sold wool. We can now sell the byproduct thereof. So it's $150,000 to buy into the fabric plant, and $1 for the sell point, which I suppose is reasonable considering it's just yellow and black construction tape on the ground. Oh, I'm going to miss a spot here if I'm not careful. Indeed. How are we doing? No, we get all of it. I'm impressed. Alrighty then. Whoop, 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 whoop. You should just barely touch it on the hill and she just zoom. And we're off. Well, that's about half the field down. And we have 2 more fields to do. Whoa. Yeah, we're starting to get into some of the rather tenser parts of this field, as I remember right. See how we do over on the far side here. Let's just see. Da 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 da. There you go. Ooh, 8K, huh? Up to 9? We'll make no problem. Right on. So now I can just do the circle thing instead of the 32-point turn at the end of each row. Just lift the plow and keep on going. Ah! Still gotta hope your brakes work though. Whoa. Go. So if it takes us about an hour to do each field, not bad. I'm just trying to figure out whether it's a good idea or not to be maybe moving at a quicker time. Did I even bother to get to the end of the field? Oh, just barely, eh? Okay. If you guys want to watch a really good tutorial or explanation, however you'd like to look at it, of the Seasons mod, how it works and how to use it, my buddy Reefy, 1952, did a really good 2-part series on the Seasons mod here just in over the last couple of days, and his channel is, as always, linked in the description below. So yeah, go check it out, because I'm not going to do a complete, you know, step-by-step breakdown of it. We're simply going to use it and hopefully use the heck out of it. But yeah, definitely worth watching. He's been playing around with the Seasons mod for, well, as long as anyone, I suppose, because he was one of the first people that was lucky enough to get his hands on it. Back when they were still working on it, did a lot of the bug reporting, etc., etc. So I guess in a way you could say he's been one of the beta testers for it. So yeah, he's quite knowledgeable, so he explains it very well in his crumpets and tea sort of manner. The Canadians are allowed to make fun of Brits. We are, after all, just another bastard child. So, you know, at least we were at one time. But we do still have a position in government called the Governor General. So, anyways, I think, guys, that we've probably, you know, surpassed every thrill that is available in the life of plowing a field. So, I will finish this off, and the next time we meet, we'll find something more exciting to do. So, hope you enjoyed the episode, and like I say, leave me comments, let me know what you think of, well, not only this one, of course, but the tech demo that came up yesterday. Of course, I suppose you could let me know in the tech demo comments. But beyond that, well, as usual, take really good care of each other, folks. This has been Species7 for Farm Sim 17 and the Mr. Clint Watts Farm. Ciao for now.